Greetings and salutations, welcome to a brand new episode of the Fantasy Premier League, brought to you by EA Sports. It's in the game. Right, I'm going to unveil my team and show you who I've picked. It's subject to change, obviously we've still got a few days before the transfer window, before the season starts. If you're new to the place and you haven't joined yet, this is the code to join the league. I'll leave it in the description as well and the link to the website. It's all free to sign up. You can do it from anywhere in the world, etc, etc. Even if the season has already started, you can still sign up to win the league if you're joined early enough. But I'm also doing a weekly best score. So if you get the single best score over the course of the season, you'll win a £10 worth of Steam games. So you can join 1 week left and still win that. Although I'll be thoroughly annoyed if you did. That's just unfair. Right, so as you can see, in goal, we've got David De Gea. Sort of solid choice. All the goalkeepers are quite evenly priced. There's probably a price gap of about £1.5 million between the sort of top and the bottom, so you might as well just get one of the best. I think Mourinho's going to set up solid defensively, and I think De Gea is going to be a perfect choice. Not too much to say. Obviously, you've got Courtois is the other option, or Peter Cech maybe, or Joe Hart maybe. But De Gea is the option we've gone for. Alright, now our defenders. These are our 4 starting defenders. We've got Hector Bellerin for Arsenal. Reason I put him in the team, he scored very well last season. He's just absolutely rapid. I think he's going to get plenty of assists next season. Maybe pop up with the odd goal. Next up, and obviously Arsenal got a decent defence, Alderweireld for Tottenham had a sensational breakout season last season, and I think he's going to go again. He pops up with the odd goal. The next one's a bit interesting. John Stones, obviously a big money move to Manchester City, and I was like, I wasn't quite sure about my 4th choice when I was looking at it, but actually John Stones is quite cheap in the game. The only problem is I'm not sure if they're going to stick him straight in the squad or they're going to ease him in gently, but we do have substitutes anyway so that we can rotate if he doesn't get game time. And finally we've got Luke Shaw. Remember Luke Shaw? Apparently he's a really good left back, but he keeps breaking legs and stuff. But apparently he's fit. I saw him in pre-season. He's definitely fit. So I'm going to play him for a few weeks until he breaks another leg or a body part falls off, whatever's going to happen to him. I thought I'd pick him first and get in the team. So nice solid back 4. I've actually got a proper back 4. Look, I've got a left back, a right back and 2 centre backs. That's quite weird. Didn't plan for that, but I'll take it. Right, so this will unveil my formation. I've gone with a 4-3-3. Sort of standard really. 4-4-2, 4-3-3 are pretty much the sort of main options, I think. And we have Mane, our first Liverpool player. Come on, Liverpool. I think he's going to have a very, very good season. The only worry, I suppose this goes for all teams, but you're never quite sure whether those new signings are going to start straight away. But I'm hoping Mane will get straight into the team at the weekend against Arsenal. I think he's going to be superb for us this season. I think he's going to get himself plenty of goals, and he counts as a midfielder, although he plays very near the top really, just sort of he'll be playing off, Sturridge if and when he's ever fit, or Origi. Next up we've got Dele Alli, absolutely solid central midfielder, got plenty of assists and plenty of goals last season. I'm hoping he'll continue to have another good season. And then we've got Sanchez. I'm still bitter about Sanchez because Liverpool almost bought him, but then he chose Arsenal because, well, they win more than we do. I was going to say because they're in London, but in reality they win more than us and they get in Champions League more than us, so fair enough, Sanchez. But I think, he's going to bag himself plenty of goals this season. Mane and Sanchez are going to absolutely storm it, I'm hoping. And so, our 3 at the top. Well, can I do this? Can I unveil one at a time? Oh, look at modern technology, people. It's confusing me a bit. Okay. Oh, it's the Elephant Man. Diego Costa is my first choice. Obviously, there's rumours of him leaving. But I think, at least for the start of the season, he might be there. We might have to use a transfer, obviously, if he goes back to Atletico or sods off to somewhere else. But I think he's going to have a much better season. We saw glimpses of it come the end of last season. I think he's going to do really, really well. So hopefully, and he's my captain for the first week because they're playing West Ham at home. And out of the team that I've got, I thought that was the best opportunity for points. Sorry, West Ham fans. Next up, I think Is it this one I'm thinking of? Oh, it's West Ham's Andy Carroll. Okay, this needs a little bit of explaining. Andy Carroll, if he stays remotely fit, is actually a pretty good player. I saw the friendly match recently. Was it Juventus? The first, or the official opening ceremony of the Olympic Stadium ground. And he scored a couple of goals, and he looked fitter than normal. So, as with Luke Shaw, we'll keep him in until he gets horrifically injured. But I think, and he's not a bad value player. Remember, you've got £100 million to spend. So, yeah, not too bad. And then finally, we've got, his name begins with a, it's a red shirt, and it's an A. Who is that? Who is that, do you think? It's... Oh, his name doesn't begin with an A, does it? He's playing Arsenal. I was really confusing myself then. I'm thinking, did I change it? I really confused you there. Sorry, that's kind of cheating. Everybody's going, A, red and A. It's Divock Origi. Now, I think this guy's pretty much a bargain in the Fantasy Football League, and I think he could do a sensational job. I think he's going to lead the line this season. I think he's going to score a ton of goals. I think this will be his full breakout season. The games he did play last season, he looked superb. He had a bit minor injury problems. And Daniel Sturridge never seems to be fit, so I think he's going to play plenty of games. Obviously, Benteke's on his way out, so I think he's going to be the main man, and I think he's going to get himself plenty of goals. Now, as for the 4 substitutes, we've got Pickford. And the reason I chose sort of Pickford is because, well, he was cheap, £4 million. He did play 4 games last season for Sunderland. He was I just went for the cheapest, basically. He is obviously my substitute goalkeeper. So if David De Gea doesn't play, it's very unlikely that Pickford plays. The way this game works is that you have your 4 substitutes, and when somebody gets... If somebody doesn't play, it automatically picks one of your substitutes. So hopefully David Hayes is going to play all the games. Obviously, if he gets remotely injured, we'll have to replace him because Pickford is not going to get very many games. Next up, we've got Van Arnhold. Now, another cheaper option, but the reason I picked him is because at the end, I seem to remember the end of last season, he bagged himself like 3 or 4 goals in quick succession. So to have a left back that's also going to score plenty of goals and maybe get a few assists as well, I thought, genius at a sort of cheaper end. Next up, we've got Kante. Now, Kante, obviously, Leicester last year, amazing player, had a decent Euros. And the reason I picked him is because he was cheap. I've got to be honest with you. He was very cheap because, obviously, the role he plays doesn't really suit fantasy football, as in he doesn't get a massive amount of goals or assists or anything spectacular like that. But obviously, with his big money move to Chelsea, I think he could be really good and maybe pick up a few more games and goals, assists, and stuff like that. He might have a little bit of a license to go forward. Obviously, playing for such a big team. And the last substitute, I had to sneak one in here as well. Because obviously my nephew, I'm from Bournemouth, and my nephew is a Bournemouth season ticket holder. I've gone for, and obviously the Liverpool link, Jordan Ibe. This will be a fascinating season for him. I think it's going to be a huge season for him because obviously he's had little bits and bobs of games here and there with Liverpool over the last maybe sort of 3 years and stuff like this. I think with Matt Ritchie leaving Bournemouth, I think Ibe is going to be first choice on that right, and I'd love to see him with a big long run of games to see if he can really pull out, and I think he can do pretty well. I don't think he's going to be sensational. I don't think he's going to score a massive amount of goals, but I think he's going to get a decent number of assists. So there you go. Captain is Costa, vice captain is Mane. There is my wonderful, beautiful team. I only got 2 Liverpool players. It wasn't too bad. I knew I had to have at least one. But we did end up with 2. I almost picked 3 for the sake of it. Nathaniel Klein was a maybe. But he just doesn't score enough. And for a defender, he's quite expensive. So there you go, guys. There's my team. I'd just like to say thank you to everyone that's joined so far. We've got a nice sized league here with, I'm not going to count them, but what's that? 10... 40 teams, 45 teams in the league so far. Just want to give a big shout out to Rude Van Nipplejoy. Genius name. Any other good names? The Bashing Bastards. Giblets. Like it. The Mighty Ducks. We've got Egg Fried Royce. Marvellous. Marvellous. Any other good? For Fook's Sake. Genius. Or the People's Club. I like that. He's going for the... Yeah. It's fan-owned. His fantasy football team is fan-owned. The Omaha Invasion. Stoke Titty. Bottle Job. Excellent. Sums up Dan's Mum. That's nice. 2 goals, 1 cup. Loving it. It's not very topical. That's a few years ago. 2 girls, 1 cup. Don't Google it if you haven't heard of it. Yippee Kai. Goodbye, motherfucker. I like it. I like it. And you got a Pogba. Alan Franklin, sporting lesbian. Bumfika as well. Oh, you guys crack me up. There you go, guys. So make sure you join the league. Links in the description. As I said, you know, even if the league has already started, feel free to join up because we're going to have plenty of games. We've got lots of prizes on offer. Check out the first video if you want to know all the rundown of prizes and stuff. And let me know what you think of my team in the comments. Obviously, I can't see any of your teams. So if you want to unveil your team, you're more than welcome to in the comments, or you can keep it to yourself because obviously, you know, big prizes on the line here. So we've got to, you know, I'm sorry, I'll just put off for the fact I saw Stokemon Go. Genius. Right, thank you very much for watching me, guys. I will see you next episode. I can't wait for the Premiership season to start. I'm so excited. Until like Liverpool lose 4 in a row and I'm just weeping into my cereal. Yeah, probably going to happen. Right, I love you all very much. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Please hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the place, and yeah, bye.